Yes, it's Friday. Fucking night demons and addicts of all shapes and sizes. Are we ready for some horror yet? Well, man, tonight we have a special edition of the Horror BBQ featuring the tracks of the damned. Yes, I'm two people in one body. But man, every time I hear that intro song, that snare drum like a sledgehammer, I just want to break shit. But the reason we have this special edition is we are taking a different look at how heavy metal and horror, this long, 30, I want to say about 30 plus year relationship between horror and metal goes beyond the music. So we're going to be looking at some different metal stars who finally found themselves as actors in some of the most prolific films. And we're going to take a look at that tonight with my undead brother, Mortimer Deadfellow, and of course, the Defiler, who is ready to take you apart at the seams. But before we get into this madness, and I definitely mean that with a capital M, let's take a quick commercial break to our brother over at Horror Struck Hot Sauce. I couldn't even get it out. Check it out, hotter than hell. That's right, motherfuckers. If you like that hot sauce and you got a passion for horror, put them together and get some of the amazing flavors that he's got for you over there at horrorstruckhotsauce.com. Guaranteed to make your dinner scream. All right. Right. Good evening. Apparently, Babylon says your savior is here, bitches. Good to have you, brother. Glad to see you. Kyler, what's going on, man? Going to see Pantera, Suicidal Tendencies, and Metallica next week. Well, that's awesome, brother.
Metallica. Everything else.
Well, yeah.
They were just in Nashville last night, I believe. I believe they were in Nashville last night.
Hell yeah.
Tuesday night, fucking Dying Fetus and Cradle of Filth was in Nashville, and my ass was stuck here.
Right. Well, definitely enjoy yourself at the show.
Oh, hell yeah. You're going to love Pantera. They fucking kill it, man. The Pantera tribute.
This incarnation is definitely worth its weight in gold. And it's all for the preservation of the body of work of Vinny and Dimebag.
You can go on Drumeo, and Charlie Benante breaks down how he plays Walk, like how he learned. Like there's a certain parts he thought was the kick drum, and it wasn't. It was like the toms, then the different beat, and all kinds of shit.
And that's because Vinny is quite the musical drummer. That's why he was as good as he is, because he just couldn't, understand how a human being could play that way. But I believe you have an update regarding the Joey Jordison record, if you wanted to fill in actually the universe on that.
Yes, it got funded. It reached its goal. Yeah, it reached its goal within the first 24 hours, which they set the goal of like 25,000, I think. And at the end of the first day, it was at like 51, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting funded. Like they did put up some of his personal items, but they went quick. Like they went. I think they put up. I know they put up a bit. He was on the cover of Metal Hammer. They put the toboggan he wore. It went up. some sunshades he wore with stage used sticks, a pair of his stage used Adidas because he wore Adidas shoes all the damn time, and stuff like that. Which, like I said, they went quick, but yeah, it's funded. The last I looked at it, I think it was up. It was up to 61,000. I think the last time I looked at it, which I did it. I backed. I have about $70 in there because they're releasing it's gonna be like CD, digital CD, vinyl, which there's two different shirts you can buy. But I chose to do the vinyl because they're saying more than likely it's gonna be the only time it's ever gonna be pressed on vinyl. So
hell yeah.
And
once in a lifetime chance out there.
Yeah, like if I get it, I'm probably not gonna open it. It's gonna be put up, which they released a few singles along the way. I think the title track was released, so you can go and listen to it now. But it was released, I think. What kind of got everything going is with Joey. They got the band together when he left. Was kicked out of Slipknot. Then he put together the Vimic, and then the producer of the album ended up dying in like 2018. Like he died before Joey did. And that kind of slowed everything down. Then it went to a lull for a little bit. Then Joey died. And now his family's kind of just wanting it to be his last full album be put out.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, with an artist like that and somebody that was sitting on tracks and things that they had done on their own.
I'd watched the thing. I'm a major Joey fan. Like I told y'all, that's like probably my favorite drummer. But he had been writing lyrics and stuff like songs, his hopes to going back to Slipknot that wasn't put out. There's all kinds of shit, and like when he passed away, it was kind of sad. Like I found the 911 call when it happened. It was released by that shithole TMZ, but
them fuckers.
I'm not going to go into detail about what's said in it. If y'all want to hear it, you can look it up. I don't feel like it's my place to tell that.
No.
But just know it's like very, very fucking sad. If you're really a Joey fan, it's going to hit you hard when you listen to it. Because it's his ex that found it. So.
But I will say this. Eloy Casagrande is by far the best choice Slipknot could have ever have gotten, because he's taken these songs and elevated it to another level. He is a massive beast.
Yeah. He said, I watched he's on Drumeo too. Like if y'all are into drums or anything, if y'all want to see people just break shit down, go to Drumeo. They do all kinds of shit. They do like every legendary drummer there is, fucking Neil Peart, everybody. But he's on there. He talks about it. It was he said like Joey was some big shoes for him to fill, and I feel like he's doing it very well.
Probably better than the previous drummer that originally.
Yeah, Jay Weinberg.
Nothing against Jay, but Jay is no Eloy Casagrande.
You gotta have talent and make it your own, because you can't follow legends by copying them. It ain't gonna work.
It's about intensity, and Eloy brings an intensity to the band that has been missing for a long time.
Oh well, there you go, even better.
Like I love old Slipknot. Like to this day, I will listen. I will choose pre All Hope Is Gone albums before anything after. Which I hate to say that because I know people changed. Corey Taylor's vocals changed because he damaged the shit out of his vocals touring for the first album, Iowa, and Subliminal Verses. So he fucked his vocals hard.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, people changed. It's just the whole feel of the band changed for me. They wasn't as darker, as hard as they used to be.
Exactly.
But I still love, if they put out a new album, I'll give it a try. Like, I'll try anybody's album, but I don't mean I'm going to be a fan of it. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like the same thing I feel and me and Reaper feel about film. Is sometimes money will kill your creativity. It's even Keith that created the Red Huntress says the same thing, and it will. It can take out your creativity, and I think that's what happened for Slipknot is they exploded. But they traveled and put in the work, and it's like you said, probably roached his voice to pieces. And then it's like, once you kind of have to be, I don't want to say exactly kid friendly, but you got to be marketable. So, they'll tone you down.
Look up. You can watch it. It was on DVD. I have it somewhere, but look up Disaster Pieces. They were live in London on that like early 2001, and you'll hear the most amazing Corey Taylor vocals ever. Like he has that growl.
Oh yeah, no, he can go.
Vocally. Then when it goes the subliminal verse. He still got it, but you can hear, hey, he's stressing a little bit. But after
which
that,
is so crazy to me because then you take the glory of the king behind me here, King Diamond, who suffered 24 heart attacks. You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen.
Usually the third one is the widow
heart attacks. Because he had a shit ton of little ones that he didn't even know he had.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So by the time the big one almost took the king out, he managed to, because of his lung capacity had changed so much, including his vocal folds, that to do what he still does to this very day, he had to like retrain himself. So my question is, well, why didn't Mr. Taylor put in the work and try to get it back? You know what I mean? Or did he actually want that back? Because, I mean, he fell in love with Stone Sour. He fell in love with the Corey Taylor pop album. So I don't know. I kind of look at some of these other singers that have even had vocal surgeries that can still do their stuff. And for a minute there, we thought Phil Anselmo was going to have the same problem. And then poof, all the freaking sudden he made some sort of a change and he sounds like he did 20 years ago. Right. So it's like, I don't know about that. It's up to you all out there in the Black Flame universe, you know. When it comes
Kyler brought up the Murder Dolls. Yeah, Murder Dolls was killer too. It was him on Wednesday 13. But look up when he toured with Rob Zombie. When Joey toured with Rob Zombie, he fucking killed that shit.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's kind of fun to be a drummer for hire when you get to, you know, fill the seat for so many prolific acts.
And Joey was endorsed by Pearl. So that tells you things like one of the top line drum lines that he's endorsed by them. And so there's something to tell you there.
Hell yeah. All right. So if you want to check out any of that info, you can literally look on every single metal resource online to get more details. All right. Well, since the order is a little strange, I think we're still going to let Mortimer there kick us off. Give us your first metal hero that appears in horror.
This
not to be confused with horror
is a double shot of the same actor.
Nice.
And musical artist. That is going to be a little beautiful thing from Mr. John Carpenter, Prince of Darkness, 1987. Thought it'd be perfect for a mix of Tracks of the Damned and the Horror BBQ.
Absolutely.
Because this film for us also throws in something quite beautiful. And since you have John Carpenter, which musician himself, also little one for the Defiler here is in a band with the original Michael Myers, Nick Castle.
Is so amazing to me.
Yeah.
Just insane.
But one of the things that worked out really well for this film is because it's John Carpenter, and Reaper will love this as well. So will you, Defiler. This is an anti-studio movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is a movie of John Carpenter giving his fucking middle finger to the studio and saying, no, I'm going to do it on my own. And I'm also only going to employ actors that I've worked with already.
Right.
So we end up getting Donald Pleasant in this from Halloween.
Who was brilliant.
We end up getting, at least we get Victor Wong from Egg Shen from Big Trouble in Little China.
Right.
We start getting all these different actors, and then out of the blue in this story, here comes our boy of the evening, or for this one, you get Alice Cooper.
That's right.
Who plays the character name Street Schizo.
Right?
He is the head of the wandering souls and lost souls that are wandering around outside of this church. Now, for all our demons, so no, I'm not going to ruin the movie. It takes place to the aspect to where you are taking science and religions and having them come to head, and you are fearing the birth of the anti-god.
Right.
So weird shit starts happening, and it's
very
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. But John Carpenter's love of metal and Alice Cooper's stage show is why he is in this film. Because he wanted to mimic one of Alice Cooper's performances on stage, where somebody gets ran through. And Alice, being a smart man, said, okay, you can do that as long as I'm the guy that does it. And then there you go. He is cast in Prince of Darkness.
Awesome. I loved him in that because he even gets to murder somebody.
Exactly.
So, he literally cements himself into horror and metal history as one who actually is a badass. Even though it's a minor role, he literally gets to kill somebody. So we love that.
And also, as our side note, as while I am still on Alice Cooper, we have to have a shout out mention for Freddy's Dead.
Yep.
In the flashback where he plays Freddy's stepfather.
Yep.
That abused him until Freddy.
And boy, he brought that home in that role.
Oh, he did, exactly. He's a good actor. I mean, the films that he's been in, they benefit from him being in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is funny because, we think of some guys like Ozzy or whoever, they really didn't add too much other than a funny factor. But Alice actually brought the let's scare the fuck out of you.
Yes, very much so. Exactly. Very much so. And I respected him. He's my favorite rocker to begin with. Anyway. Right. But exactly what you said, to see him take it as seriously as he takes his art and his songs and his singing and everything, it was, I think it's a John Carpenter underrated classic.
Definitely. And it was wonderful to see him show up in the reimagining of Dark Shadows, the movie, alongside Johnny Depp, as he is literally rocking out to one of his classics on stage in the Barnabas Collins mansion.
Yeah.
So
shout out Jonathan Frid is in that scene as well, the original Barnabas.
Yes, so glad that he was able to.
That was awesome.
Drag his old bones in for that one.
I met Barnabas. He's a charming guy, but you don't want to be around him when he's thirsty.
Right. You might lose a pint or two.
Yeah. I'm good. It's just dust after that.
Well, if he's on the powder diet, you never know. He might be able to snort you.
That's what they say. You go.
You know, my mustache will
be like, Mortimer, get over here. I need to do a few lines.
Catch you right up.
Right?
Good enough to wake the dead.
Literally. All right, Defiler, what is your first pick?
Mine's going to be, this is going to be a little bit of new metal here, if you want to call it that. But mine's going to be Chester Bennington in Saw 7.
Nice. Excellent pick.
Yes,
when he said he's in the seat, and I can't remember if I think he was sewn to the seat, and the set in the
he was
glue or something.
Yep.
And he's and they got the other guy's head laying under the tire, and he's got to beat the time to pull his skin off to stop the car from going. Skidding on dude's head.
But also too, the beautiful. It's not a cameo; it was a part.
Yeah, he plays. I think his name was Evan in the movie. I think that's what I was doing here, double checking, but I think his name was Evan.
I believe it is. I could be wrong.
Yeah, Bennington played Evan, a member of the skinhead gang murdered by Jigsaw's protege, Mark Hoffman.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just a fucking altogether fucked up scene. So, that stuck out the most in my head. Which I've watched all the Saw movies. I like them, but after the first few, they kind of just got monotonous to me. But I like seeing him take a chance on a part and being in that. So.
Yeah, no, he did. I agree with you. I think it's a great choice because for me, especially in our horror, we like our horror fake, yes, in our films, but we like it convincingly done.
Yeah,
I believe
those Saw movies are very convincing
when they're done right. Because sometimes there's ones that react to it better than others.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like stunt work, right? There's people that react to being killed better than others, and you can see that like in the Jason films and stuff. Shout out another one to Alice Cooper, Man Behind the Mask.
Yes,
he likes his horror, but for Chester though, it's like it was because Linkin Park could go hard, especially in his vocals. And they were
early Linkin Park.
He has insane vocals. Like there's a one of him doing it live, and he holds one of the screams for well over damn near a minute, and it was.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and it's like Freddie Mercury beyond level. In parts.
What's up, Nicole? Good to see you. Good to have you back.
His abilities to do that and stuff, and it was really amazing to see him go into, like you said, it's like the Saw universe is a seedy, dark. I'm in a trap. Oh God, I'm screwed.
Right.
And he did it convincingly. I think that was a great one. Good call.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Excellent first pick.
Horror sauce.
Next for the slab. So long this man was known as the Dark King, otherwise known as the Evil Elvis. And everyone has always said, oh, we want to see him in a horror movie because we knew that he was into horror films. He loved everything that was evil. And, there was a very popular movie franchise that was starting to build at the height of this metal legend's career. And of course, he's been freaking out Kyler for as long as we can remember now. But little guy by the name of Glenn Danzig happens to show up in opposite Christopher Walken in one of my favorite horror film franchises known as The Prophecy Part 2.
Well, the angels were spooky. So I had to go get Glenn.
Right. As he is trying to take out the Nephilim that is trying to stop Gabriel from his devious little plans. So it's not a big part, but it was a cool part to. It almost kind of didn't make sense though, because before we realized that Glenn was only 4 apples high. He's getting into the fight with Daniel in this part where a bunch of the archangels tried to jump him, and Glenn's one of them, and he was about to be badass and then got killed immediately. So it was like a climax without the climax, but it was still really cool to see him show up in that movie. And of course, he did a song for the film as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
Also, I believe they used one of his songs for Crow 3 Salvation.
I do believe you are correct. Actually, Glenn's stuff has shown up all over the place, not even just horror.
Underbelly of the Beast?
Belly of the Beast.
In the Belly of the Beast,
The Danzig 6 album. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. I liked it. I thought it did good. It was better than having Living Dead Girl in there for a male crow.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it was supposed to be a female crow, and Rob Zombie was supposed to be in charge of it, and then it got turned and changed, and they forgot to take the song out.
Yeah, and it also helped. It also helped Glenn's career after putting out that piece of shit Black Acid Devil. The album we won't mention anymore.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, it's kind of that one kind of went off in a bad direction. It's not one of his greater albums.
It happens, dude. It's like, for me, Danzig did like David Lee Roth. David Lee Roth, when he first came out, used to be a crazy firecracker of, holy shit, this dude's insane. You know, when it first came out for that kind of style, because people hadn't gotten to see that, a lot of it, until stuff got to get really dark the way we like it. And, you know, but it was like, once the harder shit came along, you look at Dave and then you're like, damn, that's sad.
Hell
Look
yeah.
at, it's like Vince Neil. You know, it's sad, and it's like,
he is a horror
people.
movie.
Well, it's the
What's
same.
up, JD? Good to see you, brother.
What's up? Look at, it's like, but you got like Lemmy, you've got King Diamond, you have Ozzy, people like that. That Keith Richards, for fuck's sake, is still kicking.
Right.
Now, I don't even know how old he is, and I'm old as shit.
Well, you know, he's one of the Walking Dead.
To
be perfectly honest, there is no secret. He's just
undead. Like, hey, they goddamn. It's about like Cher. They goddamn vampires is what they are.
No, Cher.
No, Cher still looks the same. He literally looks like a walking corpse.
He's a mummy. Mick Jagger looks like mummies coming at the screen.
Maybe that's what they've been doing, just wrapping them up every couple of years.
That's what it is. Just call them to life. Just start playing a couple riffs, and they just rise from their tomb.
Right.
I gotta go on band again. Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Next on the chopping block.
Okay, I'm gonna go a little harder here for the Defiler.
Nice.
He'll like this.
I do.
He never died.
Oh, there's Blue Movie, all right.
That was a good one.
Okay.
Very comical too.
Very comical and a very interesting concept. And
you cut out what I didn't hear what you said. What did you say?
Oh, I said he never died.
Okay.
And it is a movie starring Henry Rollins.
Yes.
Yep. That's what I thought it was.
Henry Rollins plays, let's put it this way, someone who never died.
Literally.
No matter what you do to this guy, he doesn't die. You find out why. But I do know, I'm not going to give away, because you get your answer, kind of. But you kind of don't at the same time.
Right.
But it's the same thing.
It's been a while.
To me, it's looking at a thing that people think is the best part about, I'm not saying he is this in the movie, but how some people think that if you lived forever, it would be a curse.
Yes.
Not a blessing. This film explores some of those tones in brutal Henry Rollins fashion.
He's definitely brutal. He's one tough son of a bitch. He also plays in Sons of Anarchy too, though.
Yes, he did.
Well,
and Z Nation.
Yes, I was going to say this isn't the first in his horror career.
Exactly.
He shows up in a film called Feast in 2005.
Yep.
He's also done Wrong Turn 2.
Yep.
He's kind of like the king of bit parts, but when he does it, it fucking rocks, and he usually dies.
See, and
he's a cop sometimes. He's a SWAT guy sometimes.
See, that's perfect. That's exact. I'm glad you said that. In a way, and this is going to sound weird to everybody here, he reminds me of Sid Hagen parts, the way he does his characters.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like when he comes in and does it, he does it. It's like, okay, we need somebody to play this character that the fans will like, that he's going to get the job done, be perfect casting.
Mm-hmm.
Henry Rollins. It's the same. I think he does that.
He's got that cold blankness that Sid had too as well. It's just that cold, like
he's so serious.
Yeah,
I don't serious. That's kind of like fuck you attitude.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Literally, when they cast him, I think they said, "We want you to do the fuck you, I'm going to do what I want to do thing."
Pretty much.
I mean, you can't be a punk rocker and not have that mentality in everything you do. So
exactly.
But that's the also thing too with him that works is the same thing with Sid too. Is they both after that metal exterior is a heart of a really good caring person.
Yes.
And then that even comes forth in this film too. But it's very metal. It's very metal. But everything he's done, he represents.
All right. Defiler, your next pick, sir.
This one came out in 2016. It's kind of more of a horror thriller. And it's about two brothers that make a plot to kill their asshole father. Which the asshole father is played by Mark Boone Jr. He also played in Sons of Anarchy. And the main brother in this movie is the man himself, Marilyn Manson. And it's called Let Me Make You a Martyr.
Oh, shit. Yeah, he's a hitman, and he is fucking creepy.
And
the whole film is difficult to watch, but his character was probably my favorite.
Manson always has that.
He's a good actor too.
He has that look. He has that aesthetic to him. But when this come out, that you got to see like a little bit more. I damn near say darker side of Manson, but you got to see a more psychotic side of Manson.
Oh yeah,
that's how I feel. He played
how
really.
People actually view him like some people actually think he's that way.
Yeah,
you got to see him delve into those characters like that
with no makeup.
Oh yeah.
No makeup. Fucking big ass.
Another one.
Big ass wire glasses, fucking comb over, and every damn thing. Like if you didn't know Manson, you're like, who the fuck are you?
Would have thought he was like from the UK or some shit.
He was like that in Sons of Anarchy too, though. Like he had that comb over, but he played he was in. Wasn't he a gang leader in prison? Yeah, he was a gang leader in prison.
He was an Aryan
he turned juice into a juice box. And went. And stabbed him like 60 times in the neck as he's hitting the ground. It was great. It was very Manson,
Excellent film. So I'm going to go ahead and piggyback off of that since we're on Marilyn Manson, because Ode Marilyn has been in quite a few horror things, notably one of my favorite TV series at the time. Because whenever it has to do with the Salem witch trials, I am always a big fan and I must watch it. But he was the mortician in a little show called Salem. And if you want to see spooky, crazy, weird, like make your flesh crawl kind of role, he brings that to a T. You know it's him. He's got that voice, but the look in his eyes when he looks at somebody and then gives that little fucked up, crazy smile, because, he's tending to the people of the plague that's going on. So he's surrounded by dead bodies. And then it looks like he's like, really enjoying his work and says some pretty off the wall shit too.
They're great listeners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. And you can check out all these guys on IMDb to find out what they've been in.
Oh yes. Yeah, and he's Manson has popped up and Lost Highway.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all the
which is crazy.
Oh yeah, that's a hell ride on
him and Twiggy were both in Lost Highway. Yeah.
I believe so too. So was that's another route to go. So was Beretta, the guy that was Beretta that they think popped his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's in that movie and he's creepy as shit in that movie. Even before he had committed any, or allegedly, it was crazy. That's a crazy movie. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You said allegedly, so I had to do the fingers.
Right. But Manson definitely. Yeah, he's chameleoned in a bunch of them. But you always, when he's gotta play the. It's like we're gonna need a really creepy dude.
Well, who better to fucking call than Marilyn fucking Manson?
Well, that's true, but it's usually I like that.
He was the king of let's get the creepy.
Well, that is true. I agree with that, but it's usually he'll do it through the makeup and the contacts and the the aesthetic. And with that, it's like the stripping down of that for him gives off the creepy vibe far more to me than the double colored eyes or dyed hair. Or
Manson in costume is that nostalgia that we all grew up and loved. Like that's the person we know. When you see him without that shit, you get the mysterious what the fuck is this?
Because all of us that were there for his heyday, it's like, no, this was the guy who walked around in nothing but a corset and high heel fucking boots on stage, and now he's
goddamn ribs on stage and shit.
Oh yeah,
nobody else was doing that and flinging the blood out to the crowd. I mean, you know,
end up fucking John Five's ass wearing Mickey Mouse ears.
We still on that part though. We gotta say, I'm sure Marilyn was inspired by Iggy Pop.
Oh, he was inspired by many people, absolutely. But Alice Cooper by far, Alice Cooper by far was his biggest.
I mean, hell, that too. He even says his name's come from one of the biggest female icons and one of the most notorious killers. So.
Yeah,
Marilyn Monroe and Charles Manson. So he just took them and put them together. I did the quotation there. So, but
yeah, it's just
the whole band did
that. Yeah, they did that for the names of everybody for the band.
It was honestly brilliant art.
It was. It really was.
Yes,
I got to give him. But he does bring it too, though. He does it like Henry. I got to give it to. It's like. And this is going to really throw people off. But watching Marilyn Manson act, to me, is like getting to watch Robin Williams when he would play a villain.
Right.
It's like what DeViler said. You're taking away that soft, I could give him a hug. He'll make me laugh. I grew up with him. Oh, my God, he's a killer that's looked through your private photographs that knows everything about your life.
Right.
And it's like... And he did it beautifully, but so simplistically. It was so stripped down. For both of them, kind of approached it that way, and it just always comes off more chilling.
Absolutely,
even for me.
It's like for me in Sons of Anarchy, he just played an asshole. But in Let Me Make You a Martyr, he played a bad motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Right,
cold killer.
But that's a thing too, though. But if you can't, as an actor, convey that acting wise, if you don't have the talent, you're going to come off as the same character. Yep. Kristen Stewart
every time.
Kristen Stewart. But they have the tendency to, not be able to act out of a wet paper bag. And then you see people like with Manson, especially too, or Alice, that have these insane stage shows. Seem to be people that can really put it down when they got a camera in front of on them. Well,
and that just goes to show you that that's they're performing, they're actual performing artists. So that the character that they're playing on stage isn't necessarily who they are off stage. Exactly. Although I think Marilyn was probably the most legit one that actually lived it on or off stage. So
he's one intelligent person too. That's what people don't realize. He's really fucking smart.
This is the same thing. That was the same thing with Alice. You got to be smart. It's like it's the trick with Lemmy. It's a trick with Rob Halford and all them. You have to be intelligent at the end of the day, or you will not survive that life to be an old man inspiring more generations to keep rocking.
Or you'll just end up another G.G. Allen.
You'll burn out. Exactly. No, exactly.
That's like, you gotta think, like G.G., like he had his own style to him. He fucking created a lot of shit. He opened doorways. He opened doorways for a lot of fucking people. But it's the same thing. His craziness and his addiction pretty much is what took him out. It's the same with Lane Staley. Like, man, it's one of them things. You got your own demons. If you can't get past them demons, you'll make a lasting impression, but Your legacy's
It's
always
not how-
going to be tainted
yeah.
by.
It's not how you
it's
wanna
always going to be
remembered.
half finished.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know,
And
and
like I
especially
love,
big
and
artists
that's not
like
me.
that.
That's not me knocking on anybody. I love both of them.
No,
Like
no.
I love
No,
the shit out of Lane
of course.
Staley. It's just me just saying, like, you can have the greatest legacy it is, but if you can't put shit behind you, you're going to tarnish it one way or a fucking another.
No, that's true.
Next, what do we have for them?
Who's next? Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Am I
yeah,
next?
yeah.
We're gonna go. We're gonna go to back to 2001. We're gonna get to see a much younger. I don't. He's still a dark person to this day. We're gonna get to see a much younger Danny Filth.
Ah, shit, you took one of mine. That's okay. I got to back
Damn
up.
it, my bad. This is called Cradle of Fear. Cradle of Fear. Come out in 2001. This is one of those darker, gory movies. Has a little bit of Satanism in there, like we all love. But yeah, it's been a minute since I watched it. But it's one of the more gruesome movies that come out back then. It was a playoff of another movie. A homage to another movie, if I'm thinking right. I just can't remember the name of the damn movie. Was that right? It was a homage to shit.
It was homage to Hellraiser.
Yeah, or
Although
to
Danny
the
ends
cult.
up playing like the creepy goblin that kills everybody.
Yeah. This was a homage to Cult America's anthology Asylum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
I couldn't. I was wanting to say Asylum, but I couldn't remember the first part. I'm like, wait a minute, is that right? But yeah,
I
he plays
spent a lot of time in one. Yeah, they're great places.
Yeah, Danny's got that. He's not a very big person, so he can play that little goblin crazy killer very fucking well.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was definitely right up his alley. He didn't really have to say anything, which I think is probably for the best.
He's
but it's also more convincing if you already have the physique to go for the design of the character already, then go for it. You can you can just go off. I think that's awesome. That's cool.
First time, somebody from the black metal genre that, has such a passion for horror that he wanted to be, the center of this film. And it very much is a cult classic. It's just very hard to get these days because of circulation.
Right.
Sometimes some of these films, no matter who's in it, from the metal world, it's not exactly going to hit the way it's basically this was basically the British version of Grindhouse.
Right.
Not a big release. It didn't go to the theaters, but there was one here in America that took the world by storm. And you guessed it, our brother and yours, the great Robert Lasardo, happens to be in this film as well because of I can't say little because he's like 6'9", D. Snyder's Strangeland.
Y'all gonna have to forgive me. I still have not watched this movie, so y'all.
It's on Tubi right now, so you have no excuse.
Watch it.
I'll watch it this weekend.
Yeah, well, you'll dig it
on Tubi.
You really
God
will.
Damn it.
Yeah. No, and
I know what he looks like. I know what his character looks like because I've seen it a million fucking times. I've just never watched it.
Yeah, it's different though when you see him about 5 feet away from you, ready to beat the shit out of you and pierce you to death.
Right.
It's not the sweet D. Snyder.
Especially at that time, it was 1998.
Yep.
And the internet was just starting to get bigger and bigger.
Yep.
And the idea of the chat rooms was every parent's nightmare.
Yep.
Because their kids.
Fucking reason.
Well, exactly. And this one taught you why you don't meet somebody you don't know and they give you an address and you don't show up to it because it's not a fucking party. It's more of a, as D. Snyder says in the film, a religious experience.
Yep, pretty much.
The idea of pleasure and pain.
And definitely through one of the sessions, if you survive it,
If you survive the session,
you'll be screaming, "Oh God, whatever God, somebody's God, please help me. Oh, Big Daddy Jerry, please stop what you're doing to me. Oh, Big Daddy Jerry." You know,
why are you repeating Babylon's words on live and fucking camera?
Honestly, Robert Englund's performance was so fucking good in this film. He plays a drunken hillbilly who is just hell-bent on killing Dee Snider's character, Captain Howdy. And you find out that he is just as depraved and a degenerate as anybody could be. I mean, he's just a sleazeball. And boy, does he get his ass whooped.
Yeah.
But his character was great.
As well as Robert, like you said. Robert came in like
Robert
he always
the tow truck driver.
As soon as he comes into a film, though, and you know this already, I love that about Robert. He'll come into a film and he automatically makes it better.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what kind of character he's playing either.
But see, the other thing, beauty to me, is when he comes in, they always but it's like he said, it's like no matter what kind of character he is, he's going to bring something to the film,
an energy,
a direction, characters need to go, or a vibe to a scene. And I love that. And he did perfect in this.
Hell yeah.
Perfect, and then also I get to pop when I go, holy shit, I'm sorry. So it was it was win-win for me. I love this film. I think it's great.
Next on the chopping block.
Well, I thought, because Mortimer always, of course, has to pick one for the lady.
Of course.
I
go
went
along with your tea and crumpets.
Oh, yeah. I decided to go, especially since, in honor of our joint collaboration of Tracks of the Damned for the Horror BBQ, I decided to go with Queen of the Damned.
Yes.
With Korn's own Jonathan Davis.
That album had so much fucking amazingness to it.
I actually think the whole band was really involved in it, because if you listen, to the sound of the songs, I don't think they were actually playing the instruments in there.
Oh, no, very much so. And that's like Cody's saying, the way that they worked the main vampire character Lestat's voice.
Oh yeah,
is with, I believe, 3 different artists.
Like Manson, Jonathan Davis, Robert Gordon, I think is his name. Something.
Jay Gordon from Orgy.
Jay Gordon.
And,
Manson sings Redeemer. Jay Gordon sings the one where they're performing live.
I See Hell in Your Eyes.
And then Jonathan Davis does like a few of those.
I Cannot Be Forsaken, and the other guy is the guy from. Give me a second.
Chester was in it too. Chester Bennington did it too.
Right? Maybe I'm disturbed.
No. Yes.
Yes, yeah, he's in it too, I believe. Yeah,
he did a really good job, because he does Forsaken, and so does Korn. They both have 2 different versions of it, and I actually prefer his version of the song.
Well, David Draymond has kind of like the golden voice.
Well, he did it differently than he normally would, which I thought was interesting, because it's like, oh, well, this is a vampire. This is Anne Rice. This is Stuart Townsend looking like Lestat.
Let me just say, whoever was playing the violin for him was so fucking captivating. That was like one of my favorite parts of the film.
Oh yeah,
just an amazing sound coming out of that violin.
We also get something interesting in that one. Is his maker is the actor Vincent Perez, who played the Crow in the second Crow film. But they messed up Anne Rice's writing, because that character did not create Lestat.
Correct.
So they kind of messed it up and played with that differently, but it's a movie. It's not always going to go
Hollywood.
exactly. Yeah, of course, too.
You see, independent films don't deviate from a writing or from,
script. I agree. They really try to stick to the story.
Always stick to the source material.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It really wasn't until Bram Stoker's Dracula that a film actually followed the fucking source material like it was supposed to.
Right, yeah. You had a bunch of Dracula films that never followed the book. But a minute there too, though, Stoker's wife was trying to put a stake in anybody that was trying to make a Dracula film. So.
Yes.
Hence why we got Count Orlok and,
I wish.
That's okay, because those films are fucking fantastic.
They are.
Sir Christopher Lee, still, in my opinion, forever the best ever.
I would agree.
Sorry, Frank Langella.
No, I agree with that. Well, he also got more time with the character. Bela didn't play Dracula that many times. He played Dracula more live in person than he did in film.
Yep. I mean, Abbott and Costello meets Dracula was the shit, though.
Oh, no. Every single one of the Abbott and Costello films are amazing. And a lot of the best times that you see the iconic monsters come back to the films is through those because they all had a great sense of humor. It's
kept it fresh.
Abbott and Costello, you want to laugh your ass off.
What was that, Defiler?
I was going on about Queen of the Damned. Static X has a song on there called Cold. That was like I wish that song was in the movie more. I feel like it would have. That whole song is just Static X to the T. Like, it's fucking perfect. I feel like it would have added more to the movie than
probably changed the vibe a little bit too.
Yeah, it would have brought that more. It would have brought the more industrial, the more like some metallic sound to it that would have blew up for me.
Well, which would have been kind of a nod towards like in the Blade direction that they went.
Yeah.
They just went more house techno. And that would have taken it a darker, more. No, I agree completely. Yeah, totally.
What you got for us there, Defiler?
I don't know if you really call him metal, but he's a rock star. So we're gonna go with Iggy Pop in "The Dead Don't Die."
Oh no, we'll take that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
he was the only reason that movie wasn't a complete snooze fest.
He's just got that body for a fucking zombie for me. He got that. I can't help it. The way
looks
he can
like a walking roasted chicken.
He's just that fucking shit.
Well, it's funny that you say that because James O'Barr based Eric Draven's build.
Yeah, he's got his body and somebody else's face.
Yep.
Yeah. And then did you watch the Crow City of Angels with Vincent Perez? He's in it as the one that gets the crow tattoo on his shirt. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I've watched this movie like maybe once or twice. I vaguely remember. I remember like Bill Murray did it too, I believe.
Dude, he's also in Crybaby.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. He caught me in my birthday suit, buck naked.
Come here.
You gotta love Iggy Pop. He's one of them goddamn, I don't think this motherfucker can die. What you think?
Nope.
He's up there with the rest of them, but
I'm trying to figure out what their deal is.
It's
get some color back in my cheeks.
He's a zombie, but he doesn't have that traditional zombie feel in this movie. I don't know if it's because of his hair color or the way they did the makeup, but he's just a kick-ass zombie. Is all you can say.
Well, it's Iggy Pop, man. I mean, that's like the whole thing. It's like I don't think somebody can go, okay, I need you to come in here and teach Iggy Pop how to be a zombie. It's like
all you have to do is just walk.
It's like put him in his makeup and let Iggy Pop be Iggy Pop and film it.
And give him a lot of black mouth.
That's it. Let him do what he needs to do. Shit. Shout out also on that direction for Fido for Billy Connolly. Now
that was good.
Flick. But that's the other thing, you let him do what he needs to do. It's like, I've been in this business a long time, kid. Let me do what I fucking do.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Excellent choice. Unfortunately, like I said, for me, the film as a whole just didn't come off the way I would have hoped that it would have.
And if you're gonna watch it, you just don't watch it for Iggy Pop, anyways.
Exactly. I mean, the fucking diner scene was just absolutely awesome. But everything else was just kind of like, what the fuck are we? Why do we have to watch the sheriff's car drive around for 25 goddamn minutes?
It's about like fucking open water. I watched that in theaters, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
That fucking movie annoyed the shit out of me too.
I was a teenager, I went with my uncle just to go to the movies, and I remember I'm sitting there like this through the majority of it. Is it ever gonna fucking end?
Like you want a movie that'll get you water-wise.
You center it around one event. What do you think you're gonna get? A shit ton of water.
If you have not seen it, and I'm not gonna go the Jaws route on you, but it's the same kind of vibe. Watch Orca.
Yeah,
that movie is.
I know what it is.
That movie's no joke.
Killer fucking whales at what they do.
That take it personal. And they got a reason to take it personal.
That's right.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Right. And I only doggy paddle.
All right, so we only got time for our final ones. So I have to always come back to this one because nothing in the world made 1986 better than when Ozzy dropped the Ultimate Sin album and Skippy from Family Ties shows up as a metalhead in the movie for the ages for every single metal kid growing up in suburban hell other than Trick or Treat. With the great Sammy Kerr, of course, as the metal satanic wizard who comes back, through his final record. And Ozzy gets killed on television. And yes, he plays the great Reverend in it. And to be honest with you, I thought it was just so brilliant to have him do that. And yeah, love him or hate him, but damn it. Gene Simmons plays an excellent stoner radio DJ. I think, honestly, he was the perfect choice for that. And he acted actually really well in it, too.
He can do it when he needs to do it if the character is written to his strengths.
Right.
He's played in a few different movies. I think he's in one.
Oh, dude. No, let's not forget the one where he's like a transvestite killer.
Yep.
Yeah. Then I think there's one called Demonic Toys or something like that from back in the 90s. I think it was something like that.
There was that one. And I believe he was also in, oh my goodness. It was some kind of like futuristic 80s film where he was like a cop or something. But he was, trying to take down the heroin, basically. It was really good. Tom Selleck, I think, was in it. Was it Tom Selleck?
I'm trying to remember now. I'm looking up Gene Simmons.
I'm going to have to look up his IMDb right now because I don't want to be wrong. I remember because my parents watched it. And, of course, there was those moments where you had to put the pillow in front of your face so you didn't get busted for all the spicy scenes.
I remember Demonic Toys because my mom, I don't know if this was a thing, a wives' tale in everybody's houses, but it's like you can mark somebody by something. Like, especially if a woman's pregnant, if something spooks.
With Tom Selleck. That was the one. It was called Runaway.
I'm sitting here turning my brain.
Yep.
I see moths start flying out my ears.
Yeah.
But yeah, when a film is tailored...
And she swore she marked me by that movie.
Oh.
My bad.
Nice. No, you're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I agree with you, Mortimer. If the film or the role is tailored to his style, I guess you could say.
Exactly.
He plays it very well, but you know, you can't throw him in fucking Shakespeare and expect him to be an Academy Award winning performance. You're just not going to get it because Gene Simmons is a dick. Nice. In
the Phantom of the Opera live, and he killed it. He did pretty good of it though. Nice. Paul Stanley played Phantom of the Opera on Broadway.
No shit.
Yeah, he played the Phantom. Yeah, he played the Phantom. Yeah.
He had a voice,
playing
doesn't have a voice anymore.
He's deaf. He's deaf in one ear too, so you got to give him that. To have that type of voice and be deaf in one ear,
dude, be playing a show. Your hair catches on fire, and the stagehands put your hair out, and he didn't stop playing or singing one note.
Tells you something, sure. I got to give him a lot of credit. I do, but there are some other things that I hate him for. But that's okay.
Yeah.
There's reasons. I just don't do dirty laundry shit. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. What is your final pick there, Mortimer?
I'm gonna go kind of a sideways one, but I think I should mention it because it does fit as a horror. It definitely in that genre, and the passion put behind this artist would be Ogre.
Oh yes,
from Skinny Puppy for Repo the Genetic
Repo Man. Yep.
And
see, the thing about Skinny Puppy is that I feel like their music fit very much in line with the intensity of heavy metal.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I mean that's why I felt, and it's like with everybody else we've been talking about. It's like he put himself into these roles. Yep. And then through all of the Devil's Carnival films that he did with the guy with Terrence, the guy that made Repo, mm-hmm. and he was a completely different character and went just as hardcore into that role as he did.
The Devil's Carnival was bad fucking ass.
Faces. You know,
wasn't Ivan Moody in that?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he's the
hometown.
Yeah.
Yep. A penny for a tale.
And he sang really, really good.
Yes,
that's what kills me though. I love Ivan's fucking voice. I just can't get past the repetitive shit of Five Finger Death Punch.
Right. They're simple bitches.
I swear their drums are the fucking same on everything. I'm like, come on, man.
That's what got me about Disturbed for quite a while. Was every song started to sound the same for a minute there. And it's like, why is every one of your
the what the hell album was that called? Shit. Believe.
Yep.
When the Believe album came out, the drums they changed so much and was very proggy, which was awesome. If you haven't heard the Believe album, check that shit out. To this day, I will say that is Disturbed's finest album to date. And the topic of the entire album is religious freedom.
Yeah. David, he's speaking up about a lot of shit that's going on now. He's, battling, a lot of fucking people. And, I don't know if you want to call it political views, but that's them. And, religious, he's not holding back on anybody. He just called out Billy Joe Armstrong from fucking Green Day. He does not get one song.
Well, who doesn't want to do that?
He's he told him, if you want to have a face-to-face conversation, we can do it in public or anywhere you want to. He's calling their asses out. You good?
He will be back. We are not having technical difficulties. He's probably emptying his bladder.
A few minutes ago, I could hear y'all, but I couldn't see y'all, so I didn't know if it screwed up again or what was going on. I was like, hey, you good?
Sorry, hell got a little too hot and I had to grab ice cubes.
Hell froze over.
No, it got too hot. I had to bring it down a notch. Anyways, Filer, what is your final pick, sir?
I don't know. I'm going to do it. Like, I've been contemplating if I was going to do it or not, and I'm just going to do it. Since it's the last one, we're going to go with James Hetfield playing a cop in a Ted Bundy video or documentary.
Now tell me why does he play the perfect asshole?
I mean, it's better than Lars. It could have been Lars. I'm just saying.
Oh no! If it was Lars, you would have got a fucking diatribe that would have lasted about 2 fucking hours on how much you're fucking dead.
I'm like, if it was Lars, he would have been. I was Ted Bundy. He's not. I am Ted Bundy. I am getting all the fucking attention here. Like, fuck you,
right. Fuck you. I'm taking it. I'm taking this one. You can have maybe this one or that one, but I'm taking credit for the rest.
It was called Extremely Wicked and Shockingly Evil and Vile was the name of it. But yeah, he just plays the perfect asshole cop. And like, I never thought I'd see the lead singer of Metallica playing a cop. And I'm just like, well, fuck it. Here we go.
Especially because if you wind the clock back to like 1982, when Kill 'Em All just first came out, he's like, yeah. You know, we're here to kill all of you. Who wants this fucker? And now all of a sudden he's playing a cop.
Please don't kill this fucker.
That's about like, this is gonna go to a totally different genre. It's about like fucking Ice-T having a song called Cop Killer and plays a fucking cop. Like,
oh yeah, no, he does it well. Funny. I agree.
He plays a damn good cop.
Yeah, he's in Body Count talking about kill all the motherfucking cops, and here he is. Yeah. You know, what is it? Yep. SVU's finest.
Yeah. Yep. I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just I had to throw it in there.
They offered me the right amount of money, so
that's what it is. Like, they paid me enough amount of money that I probably got more money for saying fuck a cop. And I'm gonna get more money to play a cop, so I'm gonna get my cop money. Y'all go fuck yourself.
Right.
Oh, trust me, I am waiting for the right preacher or even let's say a Catholic priest role to pop up, so I could just, you know, fucking blasphemize the entire role, because I just think it would be funny, you know, because obviously I'm anti all of that, and I would like to fuck it up. I would also like to play a hell priest, so if anybody out there needs one, I'm right here for you.
That's what we should do. We should write a movie that's me, you, Mortimer, and Babylon is the fucking clergy.
It could be a horror comedy instantly, and I think it would be like a cult classic. We would need a lot of bottle of booze and a lot of the devil's lettuce throughout the entire film, because we could be like the Jay and Silent Bob of Satanism as these, you know, reject priests. I think it would be okay. If anybody out there wants to, you know, donate to Indiegogo for this idea, you want to see the three of us motherfuckers playing, you know, reject priests. Yeah, I can volunteer. The script writes itself at this point.
I volunteer to be Silent Bob. Like, I just volunteer for that. Like, I'm gonna give you some more fucked up looks and some shit, but I'm gonna, like, yeah. It'd be fun as hell.
I would totally be the J of the group. I think
$15, little man. Put that shit in
the dead man's hand.
No, for real though. I mean, when, you know, in Clerks 2, when they asked Jay and Silent Bob to play some dance music, and it's fucking "Welcome Home" by King Diamond. Oh my God! I stood up in the middle of it. The only person in the middle of the movie theater going, "Hell yeah!" I'm sitting there clapping and everything. Everybody looking at me like, "Shut up, motherfucker!"
Shut the fuck up!
I'm like, "You don't understand. It's the king. It's not Elvis." I said, "Nuh-uh. This is the real king."
You got to specify. He's not the king of banana peanut butter sandwiches and shit dying on the toilet. He's the king of unholy fuckery. You got to.
He's the Stephen King of horror, which is why.
Say what you want. about me dying on the
shitter.
If I
ever get a chance,
don't you talk about my sandwich?
Trying to get him for an interview is just fucking difficult.
Not like
if
Danny.
I ever get a chance to interview him for real, I'm going to ask him why. Why didn't you show up in a horror film somewhere? You totally could have. And he probably would have rocked it out. They could have done it a full-fledged. I mean, if you look at the Abigail album, that would have made one of the greatest period pieces of horror history right there.
Subspecies.
Right?
That's an idea. That's what we need to do. We need to compile a list of, like, if all three of us do it or if we just do it on tracks of albums that could become a movie. Like a horror movie.
Oh, there's, well, shit. You could even take it a step further because I know a lot of people might find this a little bit odd. But if Queensryche's Operation Mindcrime isn't looked at as a possible film script, you're insane. That whole fucking album is a concept album that it's like a script already written.
Cruelty and the Beast.
Cruelty and the Beast, Most Death.
You can even go through Ozzy.
Well, sure.
Ultimate fucking sin.
That too. Also, no, that was perfect.
Thank God for the bomb.
But also,
Diary of a Madman.
Because you literally got
Diary of a Madman, I would say all day long. Sure.
Bark at the Moon. You've got a werewolf movie.
That's true.
You know, Back on Earth, you got a man that came back from the dead.
Right.
It's gonna be a little bit, I don't know, softer metal, but Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell.
Oh no, they're totally stories.
No, they're 100%. Like musicals.
Yeah, they're
Paradise by the Dashboard Lights.
Yep.
Dude, I think everybody and their mother would have went and saw that if it was a musical.
And also,
Meatloaf was a hell of an actor as well, too. Black Belt.
Shout out, Meatloaf got basically turned into Meatloaf in Tales from the Crypt by Superman.
I forgot he was in that until you said it. Like, holy shit, he was.
Yeah. Oh, there was so many icons that showed up in Tales from the Crypt. That was the place to be. And you get to
for musicians, artists, you name it. If you were a public figure trying to, make it in your respective, field, everybody wanted to show up on there just one time. Could have been just a fucking, a morning DJ. Could have been Howard fucking Stern would have showed up on that.
I mean, hell, Tom Savini was part of it. But anyway, like one of Corey Taylor's last, Tom Savini helped design it, but it kind of wasn't that good. Like, it was just, he wore makeup and had a clear fucking mask. Like, what the fuck? It's not Slipknot.
You got to remember something, though. Corey Taylor was the one who gave him the idea. He didn't just say, go run with
that's
it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not dissing Tom at all. I'm just saying, just like the fact that Tom was connected to it and it kind of didn't do that good. I was like, well, that kind of sucks. I had hope when they mentioned Tom Savini was helping design it. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking horror mastery. And it's just like,
Tom don't do the work he used to do.
Yeah,
well, that's true too.
You want to go horror mastery to where they've just gotten better throughout the years? Go Rick Baker.
Always,
that man will blow you away with a paintbrush, with makeup, with sculpture, and he keeps evolving too, never stops. And and I love Savini too. I mean, that's literally, he's the king of splatter.
Yeah,
and I very much love my splatter. I just don't like the man's attitude sometimes.
Well, yeah, we won't go into specifics, but
exactly.
I would even go as far as to say, the special effects team that worked on the Twisted Pictures stuff, or let's even call it the guys that did Z Nation, the Something Asylum. The people that made that TV show and a bunch of actually really good independent films, the fucking special effects were over the top. And I think that's because the production company was made up of special effects artists.
Right,
so
exactly. It's like K&B, exactly. It's like that's why Walking Dead
makes
was
a
always
huge
so good.
Fucking difference.
Oh shit.
Greg Nicotero.
Yep.
Not only did he direct, but let's face it, he designed them all.
Yeah, to a large degree, him and Howard Berger kind of just nailed it. And then you would have where one's working on Walking Dead and the other one's working on their other projects. Or yeah,
I think that's what I long for with Slipknot. I want that darkness back. I want that grit, the nasty, the horror back. That's what and The Devil and I that was an okay album, but other than that, I just can't.
Slip Corey some meth. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Put them back on the drugs that they used to do.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, it's kind of what's fucked up is like bands were good when they were on drugs. It's like in fucking Little Nicky's. Like, at least when he smoked hash, he used to make me laugh occasionally. That's what I think about.
Yes, exactly. But remember, if you're going to go Little Nicky, you end up with the line, Chicago kicks ass, man.
I mean, hell, Ozzy, we could have
awesome.
We could have brought Ozzy into this for that role alone. Where he comes out of a fucking ball.
With this. You know, that was amazing.
Ozzy was absolutely lucky to even be able to function during the filming of that because true. He was addicted to fucking painkillers at the time.
We cannot go without, we have to mention Lemmy himself as the forever president of the United States of Trauma.
You're right.
Because they do have some horror films tucked in there, and he was the president in their universe, so it counts.
Right.
And
I would vote for Lemmy as president right fucking now.
Well, I gotta say, this was by far one of the most fun barbecues. Anytime you get the three of us together, the three hell amigos, as it were, you're gonna get the darkness. And we thank you guys so much out there in the Black Flame universe for choosing us to kick off your motherfucking weekend, right? Because tomorrow night, we're going to add the Temptress of Sin, the one who completes our satanic circle. Sydney Author will be joining us again for another edition of the goddamn program, guaranteed to make you laugh till your sides split and you have to get a sewing kit to put it all back in. That's how wonderful tomorrow night is going to be. And just to let everybody out there know, Reaper's Underground is making its triumphant return next Friday night as actor Roppy Garber, my brother from Another Satanic Mother, will be coming onto the show, making his debut for the first time. And I have some more European bands that are going to be coming into the underground, as there is a whole lot of awesome albums coming out over there. Anything from death metal to black metal to doom metal. So there's going to be some early shows coming up in the near future. So a little bit of Reaper at like 11 a.m. So we've just been waiting because of the whole time conflict thing, since they're on the other half of the hemisphere. But definitely join us tomorrow night, 8:00. And if we've inspired you to check out some of these films, maybe you haven't seen them, and if you're fans of those heavy metal icons, and honestly, if anyone at this point hasn't seen the original Trick or Treat, fucking watch it, please. And as Defiler now knows that Strangeland is currently on Tubi. It's for free. If you haven't seen Dee Snider like you've never seen that motherfucker before, he is ripped. And, unfortunately, the tattoos aren't real and neither are the piercings. But let me tell you, he is horrific in this film. And for coming up with such an original idea, you guys are going to fucking fall in love with it. Star-studded cast, including our brother Robert Lasardo from Divine Madness show. Definitely check that out. And a lot of these films are currently on Tubi and streaming services all around. So you guys can definitely check them out. So as you are getting ready to continue the party, as it were, I have to do some filming. And also I want to say congratulations to Brother Mortimer and son of a bitch. I just went blank. For wrapping up filming on
James Carnes.
Yes, James Carnes. Thank you. I kept wanting to say Johnny. We love you, Johnny, because you were part of the film too.
Yes.
I was just waiting for Mortimer to pick me up where I fell off. For wrapping up on Killer Cox.
Yes.
Last weekend. So we got a monolith that is going to hit you in places you didn't know you had, and your giggle button is going to want more. So get ready for that. Can't wait for that to come out. We will keep you up to date, but you can also follow Killer Cox on Facebook right now. So as you are getting ready to continue the party, just remember to, I don't know, make sure you watch a little bit of horror. And at the same time, stay heavy.
Thank you for joining us on Rebirth Underground. Stay tuned for more from Black Flame Entertainment.